Welcome down, everybody. Wow. Hey. Don't make me like myself. Welcome to Stage 5, everybody. This is Later. I'm Greg Kinnear. I'm very excited. I just talked to my accountant and found out I can claim my time slot as a depreciating liability. So, thank you. Yes. A couple of media bites for you here at the top of the show. These are bits and pieces from the news that we all may have missed today. If you've been following the O.J. trial this week, we've got one person in the audience. Right. I'm sure you've seen the trial's most startling development, at least you would have, ma'am. Marcia Clark's got a new hairdo. This is exciting. Yeah, well, okay. Isn't it great? Yeah. It is so darn exciting. Here's what some folks from around the courthouse and around the country think of Marcia's new coif.
And the news spread. This man saw it on a TV monitor and thought Clark looked like
Liza Minnelli.
She looks good.
The old one was kind of that poodle dog look.
Now here's a guy who knows hair.
I think it's totally great. I've seen her around here for like 9 years, and she's had that same hairdo. This one is totally sexy.
Now, see, he said the same thing last year about Lyle Menendez. So, I don't know. Actually, Robert Shapiro was so impressed with all this publicity that Marcia's getting, he's thinking of shaving his back. So, we'll see. Don's Island Paradise is a cable access show up there in San Francisco. Today, the Paradise travels to the home of Carmen Davis. This is truly exciting. She's a collector of fruit-related knickknacks who will now explain where her fascinating collection is headed in the future. Let's watch. Shh.
It's a doll. It's like a puppet made of coconut, and she's really cute. And she's got a watermelon on her head for no reason, and I like that. And this is kind of the direction my collection is going in. I'm looking for things that have fruit on them for no reason.
Then you'll want to try my mom's lasagna. Coincidentally, things that have fruit on them for no reason was the toughest category in $25,000 pyramid history, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I didn't expect all these to work tonight. I didn't expect them all to work tonight. Finally, this is interesting. In the midst of the Republican celebration over their first 100 days in power, Bill Clinton spoke to newspaper editors last week in Dallas. Why was he backing up the camera? Oh, that's what, okay, back it up, back it up. This is what they were going to do for that woman in the last clip. Go ahead, Morris. Okay? All right, get rid of it. All right, we did it. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, yes. Finally, in the midst of all the Republican celebration over the first 100 days in power, Bill Clinton spoke to newspaper editors, I guess last week. He talked about the contract with America and how not all government regulation is bad.
If the Republicans send me a bill that would let unsafe planes fly, or contaminated meat be sold, or contaminated water continue to find itself into city water systems, I will veto it. I will veto it.
Well, who says he can't make the tough decisions? Hey, that's going to be tough. We got a good show for you, folks. We'll do a quick break right back with Mr. Richard Belzer. All right, we're back. For over 20 years, my guest tonight has been blazing the presence in the world of comedy. He has been a blazing presence in the world of comedy as well. He currently stars in the acclaimed NBC drama Homicide, Life on the Street. He's also the author of How to Be a Stand-Up Comic, which I never finished, so I only learned how to stand up. Please welcome Richard Belzer.
Attendance of fate.
Wow, I thought that was,
Hi. Okay. Hello, Richard.
Hello, how are you?
Good, yeah, I'm
Greg
okay.
Kinnear.
That's right.
Our love is here to stay.
That's right.
I wrote a whole song about you.
Sing it, go, girl.
Not for a year. And by girl, you mean me.
You were, I think, the first person, and you were man enough to admit it, Richard.
I really
the first person to trip
Yeah,
when he walked out
I
the
did.
door, ladies and
I've
gentlemen.
been in show business 25 years. I tripped. They're clapping.
Well, they
They're very
applauded.
savvy audience.
So what's going on?
Hey, somebody's in my room at the chateau. Wait
What?
a minute. What the
Oh.
hell? Put that Walkman down, you son of a... Sorry.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to talk about here? I was thinking we didn't
I
have
brought
to
my
talk.
dreidel. We could spin that.
I was
Whatever
thinking
you want
we
to
don't
talk
even have to
about.
talk tonight. We can just sit here and stare at each other.
This is a
for
cool
like,
cup.
We don't even have to talk, I was thinking. Do you want to talk?
We can make some calls.
Yeah, we could make calls. We can do whatever you want.
9.
You know, I remember you filled in. I used to work over at the wonderful, magical world of E.
That's right.
And you filled in there a couple of times.
Yeah, I had a good time over
for a show. And I remember the word on you was when you got there, you came in with like 10, 12 newspapers, and you went into a room. You said, "Don't bother me. This is when I read." And then I found out that you really are like a voracious reader.
I'm a
yes?
news junkie, pardon the expression.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a newspaper reporter, so I think of myself now as a stand-up journalist. I'm a comic and an actor, but I still am obsessed by the news.
Are you reading cover to cover when you go through these things? You check out. Do you kind of just do a quick
No, it's just
spot
my
check?
horoscope. Really, I want to get 10 different versions of that. No, I read a lot of stuff. I mean, because one newspaper has one take on it, another has another take. So by the time the 8th newspaper, I don't know what's happening. I like to be confused, is what it is.
Read the cartoon sections? Or?
Cartoons? Well, I'm a little depressed. The Far Side is not around anymore.
That is so depressing.
Right? Every day, didn't you look forward to Gary Larson?
That is
Let's call him up. Come
that's
out
the
of
only-
retirement, you son
I
of a...
would. The phone doesn't work.
That's what I mean.
He actually was the only cartoon I think I would open up and actually read.
I really looked forward to that. I'm so depressed.
Did you use do you use the newspaper? I guess as a stand-up, you go through there a lot of times for material.
Yeah, when I was going on every night, I would read the paper that day and, you know, watch the news just before I would go. So, you know, Walter Cronkite was on then when I was a kid. I would watch the news.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the name.
Walter Krellman. He's a Yugoslavian guy. I would watch the news and then I would go on stage and try to, you know, be that topical, you know, like 3 hours ago somebody said this. You know?
Right, right. And do you go for the tragic stuff? Because they say that tragedy plus time equals comedy. In my case, it's comedy plus me equals tragedy. But is that true? I
I've
mean,
heard
you
that
find
cliche.
horrible things, you find dark things, and you try and make them funny.
That's true, but I think that, and that used to be true, but I think today, for some reason, when something bad happens, I don't want to give any examples because they're obvious, there's a joke immediately. Whereas, you know, it took 80 years to do a Lincoln joke. You know what I mean? Right. You know, they didn't do Lincoln jokes till 1918, you know. But now I think, you know, I mean, obviously the OJ case. By the way, did you read the New York Times today and the LA Times on the front page, a little thing? They're changing the name of Los Angeles, California to OJ, California.
Is that right?
Yes, they're going to change.
I had no idea.
You're going to edit that out, right?
Yeah, we'll cut
Good,
that out.
okay,
That'll
thank
be
you.
out. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for that response, ladies and gentlemen.
So again,
that was
it won't
such a controversial joke.
Again, it won't be LA. It'll be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be Oy vey,
What about the OJ thing? Do you follow it?
Well, how could you not? I mean, first of all, it's going to be a hung jury, and then they're going to go through this for another. This is like a 2-year thing. We've got to sign up. This is going to be an endless thing, and I don't know. I mean, I don't talk about it on stage too much.
But they're doing it already. I remember publicly, you know, even Letterman. I know Jay didn't want to talk about it.
Right.
We sort of didn't talk about it when it first happened,
There was
and
a
now
grace
it's.
period.
You know, the top 10 things in Judge Ito's beard. I mean,
I know it has gotten to that, and I feel uncomfortable about it, but doesn't mean that you can't make smart jokes about it. I mean,
what about anything else topical right now that people are touching on?
well, the end of civilization as we know it in America. You mean?
I thought that was kind of an interesting thing.
Well, it's nice when the nut jobs take over. You know, these fascists that are in there now. They get it they got it in 1946, and
Right.
they got thrown out in 48, and then they got it in 53, and they got thrown out in 55. So they'll be around they'll scare everyone. You know, 40% of the people eligible to vote voted,
Yeah.
and 19.8% voted for this revolution.
Right.
So that
I think you're talking about the Republicans in Congress right now.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I was speaking euphemistically.
Yeah, I got
of
you.
course.
I got you, of course.
I don't want to offend anyone by calling him a fascist. But anyway, fascist is a term that was actually coined by Mussolini, and it means a government that is for business. In other words, people are last, business is first. So I think that's what we've become with the Republicans wanting to give tax breaks to rich people and starve babies and throw them in the street, but don't go by me.
Hey.
Anyway, so I think it'll be fascinating because we're going to have to review everything that we've thought about the way the country runs, because and that might be good.
Newt Gingrich, is that good material? Is that
Well,
somebody that you think speaks well comedically?
I detest him so much, it's very hard to make jokes about him. Is that too honest?
No, no, that's...
I love the guy, and I don't
brutally
wanna,
quiet when you say something like that, but
well,
I suppose...
you know, why pull punches?
Do you follow the news? I was told that you are somebody who also not only reads, but you take in your daily dose of news.
Well, you know what's funny is that, yeah, I have, you know, CNN all the time and radio news, but I have a house in France.
France.
You take a right at England, and when I'm there, when I go there on vacation, I don't have a TV, and I don't have 10 newspapers. It's a very weird existence for me because I have the shortwave radio, and I listen to the BBC on the hour, and that's the only news I get with static on the radio. And I feel like I'm in the underground during World War II getting a signal. And the 2 times I was there, 2 huge news events occurred. One, the first time, this is a few years ago, I was in my house listening to the news on the radio. I'm in, you know, no TV, no newspapers, and I hear, President George Bush had a heart attack. Dan Quayle. Wait a minute, Quayle's president! And so I became a French citizen. And I got scared. And that was scary.
Yeah.
To hear it in another country.
Is it true that house that you have over in France?
Yes.
Is it true that you got that out of a huge settlement that you got from Hulk Hogan?
Yes, Hulk Hogan, who was suffering from steroid poisoning, I believe.
You're asking for another neck job.
I'll get another house in Italy.
No, tell the story. This is interesting.
Well, I used to have a talk show called Hot Properties on Lifetime in 1985, I believe it was. And he was on, and he put me in a headlock, and he made me unconscious, and then he let me fall to the ground because, you know, he's not a Harvard graduate. And I was.
But you willingly did this as part of the.
Well,
act.
I didn't willingly have him want to put the Jew killer hold on. No, I said, you know, I didn't know that he was going to do that. So I was shocked.
Now, wait a second. As he's doing this, how much pain are you in?
Well, I mean, it started to hurt, and I tried to signal him, and then I went unconscious.
Did you have a chance to say, ow?
No, I sounded like Jerry Lewis's bar mitzvah. I went, "Why?" And I was gone. So, I'm unconscious in his arm, and he takes his arm away, and I fall to the ground, and I hit the back of my head and split my head open. I was out for like 20 seconds. I had a dream when I was out. I dreamt I was late for my show. And then I wake up and I see this huge orange mustache and sweat and this receding hairline like the face on Mars, you know, looking at me, and it was Hulk Hogan waking me up, saying, "You okay, dude? Okay, dude." There's like, you know, Niagara Falls is coming out of the back of my head. I knew show business was in my blood, but it was also in my jacket.
Yeah.
And so then I went to the hospital, and I got stitches in my head, and that night I was in the hospital in bed, and I was wondering, will this be on the news, you know? So I put the TV on, you know, is it real, is it fake? Boom, run it backwards. Every channel, 15 channels had it on. I got 10 more stitches watching the thing.
So you made the thing. You made it, though.
So I sued him. He settled out of court. My wife...
Do you still talk to him?
Oh, yeah, we're playing golf tomorrow.
Have you ever come across this guy since this experience?
No, I don't know what I would do. I just don't know.
Well, what would you do?
I think I'd hit him in the head with a bottle really hard, say, that was an accident. You know, like what you did to me was an accident. And then
you're angry, aren't you, mister?
I am angry. Want to see my scar? Anyway, so long story short, it's a 40-minute story. We sued, we settled out of court. My wife found this place in France, and we got a mortgage. So I have a French mortgage. I put a down payment on a house. So in 9 more years...
It's yours!
I'll be,
We'll, yeah, it's the moving camera syndrome. That means we have to break for a commercial. We're talking with Richard Belzer. We'll be back right after these words.
Bruce Springsteen is going to release a triple album at Christmas, then he's going to walk on water. Bruce is so big now that God borrows money from Bruce Springsteen. God called Bruce up the other day and said, "Bruce, can I borrow $3 million? I want to do another earthquake in Mexico." And kind of ran out of money, and I was wondering if you could help me out. I kid God, because I feel God has a sense of... Did
you see the shooter?
I tried to return fire. I kept slipping on...
My shoes are wrecked.
I got their blood all over my shoes. They wrecked my shoes, G.
We're back. Homicide. Life in the streets.
That was a heavy episode.
That was, huh?
Yeah, my partner got shot in the head, and Kay got shot.
What's the status of the show? The show has been canceled. It's been renewed. It's
never really been canceled.
It's been everything. It seems like.
It's been everything. Yes. Well, the first season we were on 9 times. We were opposite the Michael Jackson Oprah interview. We were opposite the Grammys. We were opposite, like, Christ Came Back, and NBC ran Homicide. All the other networks ran the Coming Back. So we got killed in ratings that night. So then the second year we're on 4 times. I've never heard of that before, have you? And then this year we're on 20 times. We're on Fridays at 10. We're doing very well. And it looks like we'll be back. And
is it?
Maybe you'll do a guest shot as an actor now that you're big time.
Well,
it is TV. It is a small screen, but
I don't know. I'll think about it.
All right.
Are there on set advisors on a show like this? Or because you guys do deal with some pretty heavy material?
Well,
who's watching it to make it authentic?
The thing that's great about the show is that Barry Levinson optioned this book called Homicide, A Year on the Killing Streets, and it was about this reporter from the Baltimore Sun was allowed to hang around with Baltimore homicide detectives for a year, and he just wrote all this stuff. So a lot of our stories come from that. And some of the guys in the book, like the guy one of the guys I'm based on, became technical advisors. So when they're always around, so, you know, we know how to handle a weapon or break in a door or, you know, certain things that we keep it really by the book. So it makes it really authentic.
You like going to work every day on this?
I have never loved a job the way I've loved, except this job I'm doing tonight.
Yes. I'll assume that all things pale in comparison.
Yeah, of course. But a good second is Homicide, because the writing is so great. I get to work with all these great actors, and I feel like I'm this kid at college in the dorm with all these great actors.
Are people surprised you can act because you were a comic? You come from a stand-up background, all of a sudden, boom.
Well, a lot of people were, but I've always been an actor. I was an actor before I was a stand-up, which very few people know. So
I did not know that.
I did not know that. We miss him, don't we?
Sure do.
I miss Johnny Carson. I'm not slamming anybody else. But anyway, no, I'm not. But, well, no, Homicide, it's a dream gig, and I'm very, very happy.
I know you were an actor before, actually, and I know that you also have concentrated on the idea of doing a one-man show at some point.
Yes.
Dealing with JFK, who you are mesmerized by the whole scenario.
I'm obsessed by it.
The assassination itself or JFK?
Well, aren't they intertwined?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, but which is more obsessive for you?
Both, because I think the reason that, without getting into a 5-hour rant here, that I drive people crazy.
Don't do that.
40-minute?
No,
no. It's just that I think that, briefly, that President Kennedy was about to change a lot of things in our culture, and he was stopped prematurely. And that, to me, is why I'm fascinated with it, because it's what if, and also the fact that one bullet went through the president, caused 7 wounds in Governor Connolly, and then was found on a stretcher 10 miles away. It's very interesting, don't you think? So, you know, the magic bullet, I'm obsessed with that.
So I'm assuming you don't think there's just one shooter here, Richard?
No, I don't.
Do you think have you seen Oliver Stone's JFK?
Yes,
What did you think of that
assessment? I think it was very close to what really happened.
So if you could do the Richard Belzer one-man show dealing with JFK, what would it be?
Well, it would be funny, for one thing.
Okay.
And it would also be, it would be a multimedia. I would use clips and stills and quotes from books and my material. I do a lot of material about it, and it's just me purging it. It's my nightmare that I want to
There's not a lot of comedic material there.
Well, there is. I mean, for instance, you know, Gerald Ford's explanation of the single bullet is hysterical. I mean, if you could read the transcripts, I mean, it's really very funny. They have Jack Ruby's mother's dental records in the Warren Commission report. Now, unless Kennedy was bitten to death, why would that be in there? So there's a million.
He wasn't bitten.
Yeah, there's
to death,
a million of them. I don't think so.
Okay, we have to do another commercial. We'll be right back with Richard Belzer after this. After this.
Hi, I'm the amazing Kreskin, and you're thinking of the 2 of spades. Now, back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're back with Richard Belzer.
Kreskin, when he has a job, he has the person hide the check, and then he finds it.
That's right. I've actually seen him do this, and it is kind of mind-boggling, but I have to believe that he has some sort of insight. He's got one of those IFBs in his ear or something, and he's getting the word from
NBC did that with me, and I have only found 6 out of my 20 checks. So. We'll be passing the hat later.
You were in the Army for a while, yes?
I was in the Army, Mr. Jones.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And were you...
I got thrown out for being non-adaptable to military service, too funny to carry a gun. That's what it said on my under honorable conditions.
Didn't.
Too funny to carry a gun.
So
Get
that's
him
like a
out of
compliment,
here.
right?
Yes.
Congratulations. How was your experience there?
Well, it's a very long story. You keep asking me all these 4-hour stories. I'm doing a one-man show about it, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
You got 40 seconds.
Well,
Go crazy.
I got thrown out of the Army because I feigned being beat up while I was guarding chocolate cakes in the bakery. That's just the headline of the story. More later.
Yeah.
More at 11.
We'll pick up more on that later.
This is a two-parter, isn't it?
This is a two-parter. We'll be back here tomorrow, just like Bob in the old days.
Yes.
Richard, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
Richard Belzer, folks. We're going to say goodnight, and we will see you back here. Stage 5 next time. Bye-bye, everybody.